Before we begin, if you enjoy powerful true stories that help you learn English while discovering history, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. Every week, we bring inspiring stories of great leaders who changed the world. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine living in a country where the law decides where you can sit, where you can eat, where you can study, simply because of the color of your skin. Imagine being told, as a child, that you're not equal. That was America in 1929, the year Martin Luther King Jr. was born. He was born on January 15th, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, into a strong and respected Black family. His father was a pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church. His mother was a teacher. Education and faith filled their home. Inside the house, young Martin was taught dignity. Outside the house, the world taught discrimination. The South was controlled by Jim Crow laws, rules that forced racial segregation in schools, buses, restaurants, and public spaces. One day, when Martin was just 6 years old, his white childhood friend suddenly stopped playing with him. The boy's parents said they could not play together anymore. Because Martin was Black, he went home confused and hurt. His mother explained slavery. She explained segregation. And she told him something powerful. "You are as good as anyone." Those words became a foundation inside him. As he grew older, Martin saw injustice everywhere. But instead of filling with hatred, he filled with questions. Why must this system exist? Why should people be judged by color? Why does the law protect inequality? He was intelligent and thoughtful. At just 15 years old, he entered Morehouse College. There, he began studying sociology and the structure of society. He met leaders who believed education was a tool for liberation. Later, he studied theology and philosophy. He read ancient thinkers. He examined Christian teachings deeply. And then he discovered the writings of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi had defeated an empire using nonviolent resistance. No violence, no armies, just discipline and moral courage. King became convinced that nonviolence could defeat segregation in America. But theory is easy. Reality is hard. In 1954, he became a young pastor in Montgomery, Alabama. 1 year later, on December 1st, 1955, a woman named Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus. She was arrested. The Black community decided to protest by refusing to ride the buses. They needed a leader. They chose Martin Luther King Jr. He was only 26. The Montgomery Bus Boycott lasted 381 days. People walked miles to work. His house was bombed. He received death threats daily. One night, after the bombing, angry supporters gathered outside his home, ready to fight. King stepped forward calmly and said, "Put down your weapons. We must meet hate with love." Eventually, the United States Supreme Court ruled that bus segregation was unconstitutional. It was a victory, but it was also the beginning. King helped form the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, organizing nonviolent protests across the South. In Birmingham, Alabama, peaceful protesters, including children, were attacked by police dogs and fire hoses. The images shocked the nation. In jail, King wrote his famous letter from Birmingham jail, explaining that unjust laws are no laws at all. Momentum grew. On August 28, 1963, more than 250,000 people gathered for the March on Washington. Standing before the Lincoln Memorial, King began speaking. Halfway through, he put aside his prepared speech, and he spoke from his heart. "I have a dream." He dreamed of a nation where people would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Those words traveled across the world. In 1964, the Civil Rights Act became law. That same year, at age 35, King received the Nobel Peace Prize. But success did not bring peace. The FBI monitored him. Critics attacked him. Some activists felt he was too moderate. Others felt he was too radical. And when he spoke against the Vietnam War, even former allies turned against him. He began focusing not only on race, but on poverty and economic injustice. He planned the Poor People's Campaign, bringing thousands of poor Americans to Washington to demand jobs and dignity. Then came Memphis. Sanitation workers were striking for fair wages. Their signs read, "I am a man." King went to support them. On April 3rd, 1968, he gave his final speech. "I've been to the mountaintop," he said. "I may not get there with you, but we, as a people, will get to the promised land." The next evening, on April 4th, 1968, he was shot while standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. He was 39 years old. The nation erupted in grief and anger, but his death pushed Congress to act. The Fair Housing Act was passed days later. Over time, the Voting Rights Act strengthened democracy. Segregation laws collapsed. Schools integrated. Black Americans gained greater political power. In 1983, a national holiday was created, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, honoring his legacy. But laws and holidays are not his greatest achievement. His greatest achievement was moral transformation. He proved that nonviolence is not weakness. He proved that organized citizens can change history. He proved that love can be a strategy. His dream is not finished. Inequality still exists. Division still exists. But every time someone stands peacefully against injustice, every time someone chooses courage over hatred, the dream breathes again. Martin Luther King Jr. was not perfect. He was human. He felt fear. He felt pressure. But he chose courage again and again. And that choice changed the world. If this story inspired you, subscribe for more powerful stories that help you learn English while learning history. Like this video and comment below. Who should we tell the story of next? Because one story can change a mind, and one mind can change the world.